So our presentation is called Surf and Learn by Alexander Ziff.
And Anthony Langer.
So I'm a 16-year-old student that goes to Palisades Charter High School, and so is Anthony. We both take the dual enrollment class at SMC for cloud computing, and currently we're doing the database part of the course. I am Hapa, which is a Hawaiian term for being half Japanese and half Anglo. And I'm also interested in economics, from economical depression, recession, the stock market, maybe earning some money on the side with drop shipping. And I'm also interested in the digital world, from cloud computing and coding and pretty much the ins and outs of it. So.
And I'm Anthony. I'm 17 years old, also a dual enrolled at Pali High and SMC, the cloud class. And I'm a first-generation American in my family, and it was a really great opportunity to learn a lot of all the technology that's advancing the world. And I am currently doing track and field, and like being part of a team and working together. And one of my biggest interests is digital art and game design. I look into how the art and games are made, and the different steps and how they all organize together, and how to actually publish it and make money off of it. And now let's talk about how we got here. Like we said, we are dual enrolled at our school. We had this dual enrollment opportunity where after school we get to stay on campus, and this our Professor Cole, will come and teach us about this cloud computing class, and where we use Linux and other open source, and learn how it works and ins and outs. And while we were there, our professor gave us a great opportunity to speak here, and we were able to talk about anything we wanted about open source, and that would be a great opportunity to give back to the community, where we will use pretty much all of our stuff from the internet. So first our project's about browsers. So we got to talk about the first to today's browser. The first browser that was actually access to other people around, the average people, was called Netscape Navigator, and it started in 1884. 1984. Oh yeah, 1984. That's what it says up there. I'm sorry. And it was created by these two gentlemen. And then it got quickly beat by Microsoft's first Internet Explorer, and it came out just a year later. It took all the users immediately, and quadrupled, and it's just, people don't even know that Netscape Navigator even existed. And currently now it's not even running anymore. But now, overwhelmingly, most people choose Google's Chrome browser more than any other. And right now we're trying to answer the question, but why are some better than others? Why did everyone use one and not the other? They all do basically the same thing, but we're looking at which ones actually might improve your experience, not just do the basic necessities.
All right, so pretty much as a society, we're drawn to our technology. We're on our screens all the time, and on an average, we spend about 11.5 hours per day on our screens, which is pretty insane. We're supposed to be doing our work, homework, maybe class, studying, but it just looks according to the study, that we're just on our phones all the time or on our laptop, and it's kind of ridiculous. And it's just mind-blowing. According to StatsCounter.com, 70% of users around the world use Google Chrome. And this is pretty big because it shows how Google Chrome is still relevant in today's day and age. And the next runner-up is Firefox, which is also another open source web browser that is very popular. And the third one is Safari, which is a pre-installed web browser that is with Apple's ecosystem, with Macs, iPhones, you can name it. And that's how it's being used so much. And it's with Internet Explorer, how it's being used so much because Windows 10 or Windows 7 or Vista already has Internet Explorer.
Okay, then let's talk about how we actually discuss to improve the browsing experience. We use it, like you said, pretty much our whole lives, every single day, and there's people out there always find interesting innovations, but they just don't have the resources to like get it well known and put it out there everywhere, because nothing really beats the advertising of Google. They have everything everywhere. And we wanted to test some browsers that were just beyond like just convenience of just like, oh, just search and stuff. Like the browser can be so many more things than just like a place where you just look up basic information. Okay, so this is our question we'll be asking you right now. It's what web browsers do you use? There's this QR code on this, or this like tiny URL, or it's like a straw poll. You guys can go to it now. We'll give you guys about like 2 minutes, and it'll ask you what your browser you currently use. We'll just start the timer. Actually, that's about enough time. 2 minutes is quite a long time. So now let's go to the straw poll and show the results for those of you that haven't really, who didn't really do the straw poll. So we see here that 55% of the people that just did the straw poll right now use Chrome mostly. Some of you guys use Firefox and Safari, pretty similar to the stat counter thing we showed earlier. And there are there are some others, and I'd like to ask like what other browsers you guys use, because we're just curious if you guys might have heard what we're talking about, different browsers, and we'll see. Any of you guys want to share? Whoever picked other. Okay. Another is, yeah, there's tons of browsers everywhere, and that's not like a very good one. Now let's talk about Brave.
And Brave, if you guys don't know it, is pretty similar to Firefox, which is an open source web browser that is built on the Chromium engine, which is very similar to Google Chrome in how it looks. So the creators of Brave are Brendan Itch and Brian Bondi, who are the creators of Java, a former CEO of Firefox, and a co-founder of VisionWorks Solution. And them and a team created Brave to enhance the web browsing experience.
Okay, so now we're just going to ask, like, what the browsers you guys use, could be any one you guys picked. Anyone wants to share, like, or actually first discuss among you guys, like, of like people next to you, why do you use the browser? Could be like generic answers, or maybe you have a specific reason why. We'll give you guys some time to do that. Okay. Well, that's about enough time. 2 minutes is quite a long time. So, like, does anyone want to share what they heard or what they said to their partner?
I can talk about what I really like is, I really like something as well as privacy security. I don't want things to trap me. So that was something I do. Like Firefox actually, whatever that mode is, like very private, like nothing, and I assume that browser you're going to talk about has that, but that's too, right? So for
Yeah.
me, it's a privacy. I don't want to be
Yeah, there's a lot of tracking and stuff on
Yeah,
on Google. You? Yeah, VPN can help with that. Okay, hello, you? Yeah, it's pretty convenient. It's already there. You don't really care about.
Oh, I have one more thing. You guys are in Linux, so the Linux box is the Firefox default, right? I'm running on Red Hat. The default browser on Linux, or at least
Yes.
Red Hat is Firefox, so I can't. That's easy for me. I don't have to do other things. So.
Yes. Did you want to share?
Oh, it's just Chrome has Google Docs and that's where I store all the stuff in my cloud and stuff, so that's why.
Oh.
Yes, and Brave is built on the Chromium engine, so you still have access to all those things in case. So let's talk about the actual functions. So Brave advertises this as like their basic list. So they claim that it loads pages 2 times faster on desktop and 8 times faster on mobile. It's a pre-installed ad blocker already on the browser. You're able to choose which search engine you want to run it on. So if you like Chrome or you like Firefox, you can choose that to be your base. And it has more secure privacy than just the regular Chrome engine, and it has access to dark web in case those that like using it. And it's also a revenue system, which we're going to discuss more in depth later. The revenue system is more intricate. It's part of the later presentation. Let's talk about ads. Okay, we all hate ads, and people see them all the time, and it's a big part of society. And everyone uses the typical APB ad blocker on Chrome, and there's not very much customization, and it's very it's not really aesthetically pleasing. It's just kind of there, but Brave has one pre-built into it with all its other functions and customization. The middle one is how it looks like on desktop, and on the far right is how it looks like on mobile. It's all color-coded and tracks what kind of ads it blocks and the scripts blocks and everything. It really improves the blocking.
All right. So I remember you were talking about privacy, and we're going to hit that up right now.
Nobody tracks me, okay?
Privacy is a major topic with identity theft, which is a big thing, and this goes to antiviruses, and you don't want them to track your data or maybe sell it, and that's a big thing. So a big thing that people know about with Google Chrome is incognito, and incognito's main selling point is it doesn't save your history. However, Google still tracks your data and can still sell it to small advertisers and bring you those ads so you can see them in the future. And websites can still track your IP address, and that's pretty important in the digital world, and that's the main selling point of that. So Brave's private window, or search engine, is DuckDuckGo. And DuckDuckGo, unlike incognito, doesn't save your data. Google, or they don't make money off of it, and it's free and it's reliable, and why wouldn't you want to use it? It's open source and it's credible. So another thing that we talked about with the dark web is the Tor search engine, and it's integrated into the web browsing experience for Brave on the desktop. Sadly, it's currently not on mobile, but later as time progresses, it'll be on the mobile side of things. And Tor, if you don't know what it is, it's pretty much the Onion browser. It is it masks your location like a VPN, but it's more complicated. So the user, or no, not the user, the companies cannot track what you're doing, and it's just more complicated for them to figure it out. And with the dark web and being able to access it, we do not condone black market things, buying illegal things. We don't. And this is a graph of what your normal search engine can do, which is only 4% of the web. And this is because Google, Bing, and Yahoo filter out certain things that they don't want you to see, while Tor allows you to see pretty much the whole thing, from like documents to black market things, and pretty much that's Tor.
Now let's go more in depth in the revenue system, which is one of the major reasons of why we chose to use Brave, because you can access browsers like Tor or whatever, any others, like privacy on other things, but not all browsers have a revenue system. So this is a timeline experiment. It's not too extensive, but it basically started in December, and at the end of every month, they tell us how much income you make of Brave, and it records all the ads we saw and all the other things that give us money and how we spent it. But the way that you access this menu of your rewards is like a little triangle on the top right, and that is a symbol for BAT, which is their currency they use called the Basic Attention Token, which you can trade in for currency like this. So when you take BAT, you can convert it into US dollars, and for companies that want to publish ads, they have to spend money to turn into BAT. So everything that happens on the browser are transferred using BAT, Basic Attention Tokens, and the user receives 70% of the ad revenue that the publisher would get. So here is an example of the Ethereum blockchain that is used for Brave, where the advertiser inputs BAT, and it gets split upon the publisher and the user. User gets 70% of it, but there also is an anonymity shield, so neither advertiser or publisher is able to recognize or get any information from the user, which is you, when you get the BAT. And it's a pretty basic model. Okay, it's fine. And now let's talk about how you actually earn BAT. We don't get in depth with that yet, but it's basically you block all the ads, but Brave would give you certain ads that like they approve, and that goes to the BAT system, come up as notifications on your desktop device in the bottom right corner for Windows, or the top of like your normal notification feed on your phone. And you can set it up to a maximum of 5 ads per hour for maximum ads that you'll intake, because the more ads, more money.
And February of 2020, which was last month, they added this new way to earn BAT through sponsored images, which you can just open a new tab and you're just earning money from just viewing it, and it shows you right there and on the right side. And right here, it shows like a logo of a company or an advertiser that wants you to see it, grab your attention, and they have a little slogan so you know what they're selling to you, pretty much.
Wait. And this image right here you see, you literally just got to open the browser, and it's on the back, on the bottom, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to trim out, find images. It's just there. Passively get income right away as soon as you open up the browser.
So we're going to talk about why Brave ads are better than just your average pop-up or commercial ad, maybe when you're watching TV or just browsing the web. So pretty much ads with Brave, they don't take up as much battery life as your normal ad would. It reduces the battery consumption by about 21%, your average ad, while Brave, it doesn't really take that much time. It's just a small little pop-up thing. It takes about 5 seconds, while other ads, pop-up ads, take way longer, 30 seconds, which is time consuming. And if we want to be efficient with our time, we don't have time, you can't buy it, you can't sell it. Time's valuable, and that's a really important thing with just life in general. And the wallet. So the wallet that's part of this whole revenue system is the Uphold wallet, which is integrated into the revenue system, partnered with Brave. And this is where you can hold your BAT, and you have to use your credit card. And sadly, we don't have an ID, so we couldn't hold the money or trade it. But with this wallet, you can trade BAT into USD and other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin that is very or other cryptocurrencies that are very popular in today's day and age.
Okay, so Another way to spend your BAT is through the Brave Rewards creators system, where you're able to support certain creators that are approved on YouTube, for example. You basically just click on where you see the menu of where your BAT is, and you click down to where support is, and you'll be able to give either monthly contribution or tips. And these are examples of other applications where you can tip certain creators and publishers. And in this example right here, you have to make sure that they're verified though, which means they have to know about the BAT system, and they have to like apply and get approved. So right here, like for example, Smosh on YouTube is not approved, sadly. But if you can find some publisher that is, you can start getting monthly contributions or a quick tip, because when they make their content, the website's like free. And usually when you block the ads, they lose money, but you can still get back to them.
And you might be wondering how yourself can be a Brave creator if you like stream on like multiple streaming services, or you post YouTube videos or things like that. You can just sign up on Brave Rewards, like the creator section, and just sign up, and it'll probably take a little bit of time to get you verified, but this can allow people of Brave or users of Brave to start donating to you with a monthly tip or just a random tip like a donation. And the main question here is, how does it differ to other reward systems? So another reward system that's mainly being advertised is Microsoft Edge's point system. And pretty much by just using the web browser, you're able to accumulate points. And with these points, you can only use it with other Microsoft products, like Xbox's membership, like their Gold, and other Microsoft products that make sure that you're in that ecosystem, like how Apple makes sure that you're locked into that ecosystem. And in addition, Microsoft Edge, you're only restricted to one search engine, which is Bing. Unlike with Brave, your wide range of search engines you can just choose from, and it's more easier for the user to search, you could say.
On Brave, there aren't just like random scam advertisers. So we're gonna go in depth into like why ads work. And when we look this up and try to figure out like why ads work so much, the first thing you know is like it isn't a simple answer. There are many different ways and types to advertise, and the way that's most applicable to Brave is that it's about exposing and familiarizing certain logos or like certain products to you, so then when you see them at some other time or you have an opportunity to use it, you are more likely to trust it and recognize it and actually use the product. And here are just some examples of logos you guys recognize so much because they're just everywhere advertised, put on shirts everywhere, shoes, or like you buy a pizza from Domino's or something, it has a Domino logo on it. So every time you see someone with pizza with Domino's logo, you're like, oh, it's a pizza thing. So there's all these examples of it. They're always key parts.
So we're going to talk about our results over this 4-month time period of us using the revenue system and us using Brave as a whole. So currently with this graph, you can see that I made about $12.61, while Anthony, on the other hand, made...
It's important to note we were trying to explore the limits as much as possible in the small time span we had. There was only 2 of us. So Alexander was trying to use as much as he could and try to get as much money out of it as possible, where I was testing if you just have it downloaded, do you still get income? Do you actually have to use it? Do you actually have proper settings set up? Or you have to use and on your phone you could block notifications, but that still blocks the money because the ads need to actually show up, even if your phone blocks it and the regular's trying to push the ads. And it's really hard to get currency that way. You can't just ignore it. So this is time usage. So so he used 6 hours, and I basically looked at it every once in a while just to check if I even made anything. And no.
I type a lot of papers for my classes, and
This is just it's just the idea that even if I have it installed, I have to actually use that browser. I have to make sure that the settings say 5 ads per hour. I just had it installed. I looked at the settings and I'm okay, it's close enough. And it's just to show this experiment shows that you obviously need to actually use the app. I can't just download it and I can't say you guys oh, download it, you get money for free. That's not how it works. You have to actually put time into it.
so when analyzing the graph, you can tell that there's a huge dip with the amount of money I got when we hit January, and this is due to a policy that they have with earning money in 3-month period. After the 3 months hit, the money starts depleting unless you deposit it into your Uphold wallet or pretty much change it into other currency, which is pretty useful in the end of the day. And this is the amount of money that we made in total over the 4 months, which is close to $13.
And yeah, this is a pretty small scale representation of just 2 individual people. So maybe by yourself you could probably figure out how to make even more than this maybe. But when I ask you guys now, okay, if I want to answer the questions. What do you like to ask? 6 hours per day.
Yeah, 6 hours per day. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a question?
Yeah, you know how there was a dip in January? How much would you have projected if you actually had an ID bank account?
Well, the average amount per hour that you can make is about 10 cents. So I would just have to count how many, figure out, with math, which is a lot of work, but which is about 60 cents per day, and then you would have to multiply how many days that I've used it, or figure out how much a week is, and then multiply how many weeks are in the month that I put into, and yeah.
Did you have a question?
Oh yeah. Could you just have it opened in your tabs and it'll just keep making you money out of that, or do you have to actually search stuff and do that, or can you just have it open in your tabs?
Okay. So you can just keep it open, and random ads randomly throughout the hour. Maybe you set it up to 5, so 5 ads randomly can come on 1 at a time, and you can start earning money that way. But I feel why don't you just use the browser itself? And yeah.
The rate of, do you have to do with engagement in the ads, or just that it's there?
No, you don't need to click on the ads. The ads just need to show up.
But will there be an increase if you do click on them?
No. Not that we found it, at least, because we try to click on the ads and we didn't really see any big increase immediately. But maybe get 0.001% more, maybe, I don't know. But I don't think that really happens. At least Brave doesn't advertise you do that. They just say that the ads come up, you get BAT. So now, this part where we ask you guys if you guys so far think that you might invest time into this just on your own. Yes?
For the cashing out thing, if you don't cash out your money starts depleting?
Yes.
You deplete how much you get, but the money doesn't go away. You still have it. It just decreases the amount you get per ad, you see.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay. Yes?
It's just your money starts depleting. That's pretty much it.
You have to cash out. Yes?
The wallet, who holds the wallet? Is it through Brave or is it like through Coinbase?
So pretty much Brave is partnered with Uphold.
We talked about it earlier.
Which we talked about earlier, which you can connect your credit card to, and then you can start earning money that way.
So Uphold is one who gets the wallet.
Sadly, you can't change it, but that's like the only thing that you can do.
So, wait. Let's just.
We didn't ask.
Oh, they did. They did right now.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's talk about like what we think is it good or bad, yes or no, and the whole again the browser in general, like yes or no. That's like one of our concluding questions that we're about to answer for ourselves.
So I would say yes, because it's just easy money to get, and it's just like it's just a swipe, you know. It's not like a pop-up ad where it just like it goes everywhere and it just in your face, which is pretty annoying and gets people on their nerves. And you could just use it on your phone. It just doesn't take that much effort. And the other thing that's pretty good is that say that you use Google Chrome. I heard people use a lot of like Google Drive stuff. You can import your bookmarks into Brave when you load up Brave for the first time, and that's pretty convenient for those who don't want to like favorite everything over and over again every time you add or start a new web browsing experience.
And this is for me why, for like bias purposes, say no. And a part of like what he said near the end of it, what he said was that you get able to transfer your bookmarks and everything when you first open it up. I kind of messed that up. So now that I don't understand how to save my bookmarks. I have all my pre-logins and save. Like I don't know how to access that anymore and how to save that into Brave. This is an example on the mobile of how it looks like. On the left side it has just the regular Google. On the right side it has the Brave. And you see on the bottom where I circled there's all these extra apps that like all the little buttons. I don't know what they do. I mean, I know what they do, but they don't do anything. Like the first one, the little like house, just brings you to the home page. I don't even go to the home page. Just go to the search bar on the top. And then the middle button with a search also just takes you to the search bar, which is just at the top. And then for YouTube, there's no YouTube. Like I usually use the YouTube app, and there isn't really a YouTube app for Brave. You have to open it up and like save it to like your your desktop. And even then, like you look at on the far right, when you open it in Brave, there's all this like chunk of just random buttons on the top and bottom that just get in my way. But like this still demonstrates like how like on the left I got an ad, and on the right I don't get an ad. But and just like in general, like the title says, habits like die hard. I'm really used to like what I use already. I like every time I wanted to try out using Brave, I opened it up and I was like, what is all this garbage on my screen? I didn't really know what all of it meant. But like obviously if you're more dedicated to use it and learn how it works, you can reap the benefits. And like my immediate use of it is where like I didn't get that much money, so I was like, it was a waste of my time. But this is where we talk about large scale, because just us together, it's not like the most substantial amount of money for you guys that probably have way more money than that.
Okay, so when thinking about business, right, you think about the micro scale and the macro scale. So just us two is just micro. We don't make that much money, and it's just not enough money to maybe put into time into, you could say. However, if we think about a macro scale, we were thinking about proposing this Brave to our Principal McGee at our high school, and with the amount of laptops and computer labs that we have, and there's 30 computers per each lab, and the amount of time that we put into it per day at our school, which is 6 hours per day, and there's 5 school days per week, which is about 30 hours, and you just got to think about how much money you're going to make, and think about how many kids are actually going to just fool around and go on the web browser, not even pay attention, and just maybe like watch a YouTube video during a lecture, or just search up random thing for another class for homework. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of our classes make you use computers anyways as well. And
this is the projected amount that our school would make, which is $18.9 thousand per school year, which is a lot of money, which we can invest into going on field trips to events like this, or to other conventions, or some interesting things that we can do in the future.
Yeah, and this is how much money we get from other fundraising, but this is just like downloading it and make sure the kids use it. So, after talking to you guys about Brave for a long time, if you haven't, and downloaded already, here are the QR codes where you can download on iOS or an Android. We're going to take you through all of the different applications on it and the different settings, options, and how to adjust it in a moment. And if you want to download it on your desktop or your laptop, it's just www.brave.com. So, you have a question? It already does that automatically. But actually, no. You can, when you open up a window where you want to turn off the ads, you click on the shield. We'll discuss later, and you can change whether or not you want to block ads on that website or not. No. What happens is whenever you open a new tab or open a new window, you could choose to set it up as like a regular browser, the regular Brave browser, or you go through DuckDuckGo, it's a different option, or you can open it with Tor. You can pick one of the three. Those.
I know that the Tor system was frozen one time. How reliable is it?
He asked pretty much how reliable is the Tor search engine with Brave.
It was broken by government.
Well, the Tor system has been built on Brave for a while. I mean, if something happens and Tor is not arrive anymore, they'll probably find an alternative.
Yeah, but you never know basically. Tor is not that reliable.
I mean, so is like Incognito, which many of you guys use, and other Firefox engines, and you could also use VPN on top of it. Like it's not like it's just the browser. That's all you have to use. If you want more security, you can choose more security. But yeah. So this is just the simple tabs. So on the left is just the triangle, the BAT symbol, where you can access the menu, and all these other, you say learn more or whatever, it shows you other things about how the Brave Awards works. And on the shield, with the tiger on it, so on the left, on mobile, we're bringing down this menu. So now, we're gonna show you guys how fast and easy it is to download if you haven't done it already. Like this is just, so right here when you open it up, download for Mac OS, which is just what this is, and just automatically detects it. You press download Brave. It's right here on the bottom. And it goes by pretty quick, like a few minutes. And I guess, yep.
Sadly, no, but you can install a Chrome extension that has a VPN, but sadly it doesn't have a built-in VPN into the browser.
Yeah, because it's built on Chrome, any other Chrome extensions you want to add, you could also add, like everything that's available to Chrome, all the extensions, all the different options, and you can download. You can also do it on Brave. Yes. Yes. I mean, it's downloaded faster on my other computer, but I don't know. We basically showed you guys before. These are pretty much key functions we're discussing anyways. Like you can explore maybe on your own time if it doesn't download fast enough. But like here's just the example of what the menu looks like. You can see for right now that you can switch all these switches.
Okay, since Skylar over here went by with one ad, what ad did he show? If any of you guys paid attention.
Yeah, there was one last ad after we
What did you say? Proton mail. But it was good that you paid attention because, like, Brave ads, like, they'll just come quickly and you could just swipe them away and you'll still earn money. And it shows how, like, it could still grab your attention from long-term to short-term and how it can affect the user with a slogan and just their symbol in general.
Actually, while it's downloading, we can scroll down and explore what they claim. So, use a symbol thing. We all know what's wrong, talking about how they block ads. And there's like entire ad system's a fraud.
Just keep on going.
And you can take control of a situation with Brave, something they advertise about themselves. Right here, it blocks data and grabbing ad trackers.
So currently, while we're waiting for the download, does anyone have any questions that? Yes.
There's still cookies on the apps or on the webpage that they go through.
Any other questions?
Actually, yeah, we can just conclude it. Here we go. This is our any questions slide. So now is the time for questions. If you want to ask something. Well, with that, it concludes. If you guys want to stay and ask more questions, or you want me to show you more about what's on the app if you bring up your own download, but you guys can head out, I guess.